What is going on, you guys? Alex Chasen back here with a brand new video. Hopefully having a great day, afternoon, or night, wherever you guys are in this world. And for today's video, let's talk about the NBA play-in tournament. It is officially playoff time. Let's go. But we got to do the play-in first. So for today, I'm going to give my opinions on the NBA play-in tournament, as this could definitely be one of the greatest play-in tournaments we will ever see. In the West, we got the Lakers, the Pelicans, the Warriors, and the Kings. And then out East, it's a little lighter, but the power hitters are the Sixers and the Heat, and then the lighter ones are the Hawks and the Bulls. But the first six teams I mentioned, does it get any better than that? For a play-in tournament, we have LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Domantas Sabonis, De'Aaron Fox, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey. We still got Trae Young, DeJounte Murray. We got DeMar DeRozan. You know, it gets a little weaker with the Hawks and the Bulls, but we have so many stars, superstars, low-level stars, fantastic players in this year's play-in tournament that all our eyes need to be on it. Because who is playing the Oklahoma City Thunder, who is playing the Denver Nuggets, who is playing out east the Boston Celtics, and who is playing the New York Knicks is the question for this year's play-in tournament. And I'm going to give my opinions on it. So let's start things off out west in the 7 versus 8 matchup. That being the Los Angeles Lakers versus the New Orleans Pelicans. And funny enough, the Lakers in their 82nd game of the season just played the New Orleans Pelicans. And guess who they're playing again? The Pelicans. So it's really interesting. We have back-to-back games here for both teams. In the last game of this season, the Lakers won 124-108. Wasn't really close. The Lakers led by 30 points most of that game. And both teams were trying. These were key games for both teams. The Pelicans were trying to get that 6th seed over the Phoenix Suns. Obviously, that didn't work with the loss. And then the Lakers were just fighting for play-in seeding. So it's not like, either team wasn't trying because it was the last game of the year. Both teams were trying, and the Lakers blew the doors off the New Orleans Pelicans. Now for the Pelicans, yes, it was a major blowout loss. Zion Williamson played really bad, only had around 12 points, did not shoot the ball great at all. Brandon Ingram, though, it was his first game back in around 3 weeks returning from injury. He shot 6 for 9 from the field, relatively efficient, of course, but he only had 13 points, but that's not even the point. 23 minutes, I'm not sure if that minutes restriction is going to carry into the play-in, if they're going to be like, you know what, let it loose, we need to make the playoffs. This team is too good not to make the playoffs. I'm not sure what they're going to do with BI coming into this play-in. We'll see what happens. It's in New Orleans, but you're playing LeBron James and Anthony Davis. I mean, LeBron James could be playing on Mars, and it's hard to bet against LeBron James. He could be going against the Martians or whatever on Mars, and I still wouldn't want to bet against LeBron James. But I'm going to. I got to go with the New Orleans Pelicans. They just got their doors blown off in the last game of the season. They're playing the same team again. They're at home. And just the pound for pound, just overall team, I just like the Pelicans a lot more. They're a lot deeper. I mean, that's a no-brainer. Do I think the Lakers are going to get bounced out of the play-in because obviously they have 2 losses? I don't know. We'll figure that out in a second. But for this game, the 7 versus 8 matchup, give me the New Orleans Pelicans at home. And this one was probably one of the hardest ones to pick, along with the Sixers versus Heat. It's just a really close matchup, and it's hard to pick a one game. But I got to do it. I'm putting my name and my money on the New Orleans Pelicans. Now let's jump to the 10 versus 9 matchup in the Western Conference, that being the Golden State Warriors heading to Sacramento against the Sacramento Kings. And have we had enough of these two teams? Because I have not. Last year's playoff series was amazing. Pretty much every single game they played against each other this season was amazing, all of them being within a 10-point win for either team, splitting the season series 2-2. This is also going to be a really, really good play-in game. But when it comes to the playoffs, I know I was struggling to bet against LeBron James, but I did it anyways. I am absolutely not betting against Stephen Curry versus the Sacramento Kings. And this is a Sacramento Kings team without Kevin Huerter, without Malik Monk, and also just not looking as powerful on offense and never on defense like they were last year. I mean, they were never really good on defense, but more talking about the powerful offensive side, it's just not the same. And when you're down 2 of your sharpshooters and one of your most premier offensive playmakers, that being Malik Monk, I can't pick them. It's tough because if they had Malik Monk and they had Kevin Huerter, I'd probably still pick the Golden State Warriors. But the Kings would probably still win. I just Warriors versus Kings, or really Stephen Curry versus the Kings, I got to go with Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors, who in the last 30 games of the season went 20-10. This is not the same Golden State Warriors team we saw for the first, 60% of the season. This team has figured something out. Can Draymond Green keep his mouth shut? We'll see what happens. But if Draymond Green can keep his mouth shut and this team continues to play like they have played the back end of this year, they could make some noise in this play-in and maybe get out of it. We'll figure that out in a second. But I got to go with the Golden State Warriors over the Sacramento Kings in the 10 versus 9 battle. Now, who is going to play the OKC Thunder in that 1 versus 8 matchup? The Golden State Warriors or the Los Angeles Lakers? So we have LeBron James versus Stephen Curry. It doesn't get any better than that in the play-in tournament. We're talking about firepower. I know last year we saw this series in the playoffs, but now it's jumping down a rung lower to the play-in tournament. And I am going to go with the Los Angeles Lakers. This is at home. They're the higher seed, Lakers being that 8 seed, and then the Warriors being that 10 seed. So it's in Crypto.com Arena. I'm kidding. I'm calling it the Staples Center. Come at me. I'm not calling it Crypto.com Arena. That just sounds weird. Never going to do it. So it's at Staples Center. The Lakers are home. They're going to have their home court. And of course, Stephen Curry and the Warriors can win anywhere, but I just can't bet against the King at home. Like, I didn't want to pick the Pelicans. I didn't want to pick them to lose because they're at home. They're fully healthy now. And I don't believe BI and Zion are going to have 2 back-to-back bad games. I just don't see it happening. Now, in this one-game setting here, the Lakers just are coming off a loss against the Pelicans. There's no way they are going to lose another play-in game. LeBron James is not going to let that happen. Now, could it happen? Sure, because they'd be losing against the Warriors, and there could be worse teams to lose to. But I just can't see it happening at home. Give me LeBron James and the Lakers playing the OKC Thunder in the first round, and then it would be the Denver Nuggets versus the New Orleans Pelicans. I know it sucks not having Stephen Curry in the playoffs. It could happen, but for me, I got to go with the Lakers, and I got to go with the Pelicans being the 2 teams making it into the playoffs in the Western Conference. So let's jump over to the Eastern Conference, and this one's going to be a little bit more straightforward. We have the Miami Heat, the 8th-seeded Miami Heat, heading into Philadelphia versus the 7th-seeded Philadelphia 76ers. Joel Embiid is back. And when he came back, it doesn't really look like he's missed a step at all. Tyrese Maxey, he has been balling out this entire season. This team is officially back to full strength. And they're also on an 8-game winning streak to close out the season. They have been firing on all cylinders quietly because they are a play-in team. And they just obviously didn't make the playoffs. So quietly, they have won 8 games in a row, putting the league on notice. They are coming into the playoffs at full strength. Give me the 76ers over the Miami Heat. That's sending the Miami Heat to 1-game elimination versus either the Atlanta Hawks or the Chicago Bulls. Now, this is obviously the worst game in the entire play-in tournament. 2 teams who shouldn't even have a shot to getting into the playoffs. Like the Houston Rockets are the 11th seed, and they went 41-41 in the Western Conference. We have 2 teams who are 39 wins with the Chicago Bulls, and the Atlanta Hawks who have 36 wins. They shouldn't even have a shot to get into the playoffs. If there was one little bit of me that wanted conference list playoffs, it's because of this. One of these teams could make it. Do I think they're going to beat the Miami Heat in the next game here? No. But even to have a shot, I know that's what the play-in tournament is all about, and I absolutely love the play-in tournament. I was a big hater on it at first, just because I like things the way they are. You know, it's like I wanted the 1 through 8 scale. That's what I wanted. So I was just kind of like, this is weird. We're making it easier for teams to make the playoffs. But when you look at the Western Conference and we have the Sacramento Kings, the Warriors, the Lakers, and the Pelicans, I love that. I love that competitiveness. But out east, we have the Chicago Bulls who have 39 wins and the Atlanta Hawks with 36 wins possibly making the playoffs. Just to get 4-0'd by the Boston Celtics or 4-0'd by the New York Knicks. It's a little weird. So if it was conferenceless, the Houston Rockets would be there. Now, do I want that to happen? No, because like I just said, I like things the way they are. And I like this play-in tournament. But if it did happen, it would be very, very nice for teams like the Houston Rockets to make the play-in tournament if they would still have it in that 16-seeded playoffs. Neither here or there. Just my take on that. But who is winning this game? I'm going to go with the Chicago Bulls. They're at home. They have DeMar DeRozan, the clutchest player in the league. We already know Trae Young, who is back now, does not mesh well with DeJounte Murray. They have a very atrocious statistic list together when they play together. Their plus-minus together is terrible. They're just not good together. When DeJounte Murray was by himself for a lot of the back end of the season, he looked really, really good. But now that Trae Young's back, we know what's going to happen. Things aren't really going to go their way. Give me the Chicago Bulls at home in this 1-game setting. They got DeMar DeRozan. They got Alex Caruso. Vucevic, my personal most improved player, and Kobe White. I just like the Bulls, what they got to offer in this one game setting. They're not going to make it too much longer, but in this one game setting, give me the Chicago Bulls at home. Then against the Miami Heat, we have the Chicago Bulls heading to South Beach versus the Miami Heat, and this is where their season ends. Give me the Miami Heat versus the Boston Celtics. Woo-hoo-hoo. So the 1-8 matchup in the Eastern Conference is Boston versus Miami. I'm not sure if it gets much better than that. And then we have the New York Knicks versus the Philadelphia 76ers. Also another fantastic matchup. Now, today's not the day where I give my full playoff predictions. That'll be as we figure out what the true play-in situation is. But that was my take on it. And so just to recap, I have the New Orleans Pelicans going against the Denver Nuggets in the 2-7 matchup. And then I have the Los Angeles Lakers versus the OKC Thunder in the 1-8 matchup. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video in the play-in tournament, and the NBA playoffs are here. Let me know down in the comments below what you think about my decision for the play-in. Do the Warriors sneak in? Do the Lakers not make it? Do the Kings somehow, with their injuries with Kevin Huerter and Malik Monk, make it? Let me know down in the comments below. See y'all very soon. It's play-in and playoff time, baby. Let's go. And like always, peace out.